Hey guys, welcome back to ExpoHub YouTube channel, and today our topic is how to use UiPath Action Center. Alright, so yesterday in the video I have given you a concept about what is UiPath Action Center and why we need to use it. In case you have not watched that video, you can pretty well watch it before you start this video, because in this we are going to learn how to use that. So let's get started. Let's learn UiPath Action Center. So the very first thing that you need to do is log into cloud.uipath.com, click on the admin and click on the tenants. Okay, click on the admin, click on the tenants, and the service name that you find it here. Yesterday I have told it. So you open the tenant settings and enable the actions. Okay, so the moment you click on save, what would happen on the left hand side, you would find something called action. So this is our very first step, logging into the cloud.uipath.com admin tenant, and we are enabling actions for that particular tenant. Okay, so this is our first step to enable the actions. Now if you click on the actions, by default when you do it for the very first time, you would find it completely blank. Okay, so now let's understand how to use this action center. So for that, let's go back to UiPath Studio, and I have created a simple demo project here. Create a simple blank process, and now here I need to start designing a couple of activities using which I'll be using the action center. So let's get started. Now the very first thing, there are a couple of steps. So first, what is the first step we have done? Enable action center in orchestrator or in cloud.uipath.com. Okay, so this we have done. Now the second step, we need to understand what are the packages required for the UiPath Action Center to work. Okay, what are those packages that we need to install, we need to see. So let's see what are the packages. So the very first package that you need, click on the manage packages, and here go to all packages, or else you can go to official, anything your preference. Go to official or all packages, and here type uipath.form activity library. Okay, you will find lot many various packages related to UiPath form, but for this I'll be using uipath.forms activity library. Okay, so go with this activity library, and I'm going to install it. So I have already installed it, so you can go ahead and install this particular package and save it. Now the next package that you need is UiPath persistent. Okay, uipath.persistence.activities, and this is the second activity that you need. Now first of all, let me help you to understand what are these packages that we need, why we need these packages. Now the first one I told you, uipath.form activity library. Now this package is required for you to build forms. Okay, to build forms you need it. And the second one, okay, so now yesterday I told you the job of the action center. Let's say I am trying to run a bot where a human intervention is required, where the human has to approve something, and that task needs to wait for the approval, and then once it is approved, it will resume the work, right? So to resume, to wait for those kind of a need, we need this persistence dot activities package. Workflow can wait for long running activities to complete without blocking the resources. So that is the main concept of action center, where we do not want to block the robot. So it will resume the activity, so it can the bot can be utilized for some other processes, and meanwhile once the human has approved the activity, it will resume it. So for all of those things we need the UiPath persistence activities packages. Okay, so these two packages is your second step. Install it and save it. Okay, so once you do this, if you go to the project, you will find the persistence.activities and you will find form activity. Okay, and the third thing that you need to do is enable. So you have installed the packages. One is the uipath.form and the other one is uipath.persistence. I have shown it. The third one is you have to enable in your project to work with persistence. So let me show you that. go to your project settings, and here you have something called supports persistence. Support persistence, this needs to be turned on, and hit on OK. Clear? These are the three things that you need to do. First thing, you are enabling action in the action center, the action you are enabling, installing the required packages, and then you are enabling the project setting. Okay, these are the three initial things that you have to take care. So once you are done with this, let's take an example. Let's say I'll give you an example. Let's start building a small process or a small bot. What is this bot? It is going to approve the expense reimbursement. Okay, so approve the expense. So let's say in a company, let's say I have made some company expenses and I want to get the money back. Okay, so in that case there will be some approver who will be approving your amount. Let's say I have spent around 1,000 rupees for certain activity related to company. So that 1,000 rupees needs to be reimbursed. So for that I am going to design a simple workflow which is going to give you a clear cut understanding of how to use an action center. Okay, this is a very simple example, but again we'll start with a very simple one so that in the future videos we can learn complex activities. Okay, so the very first thing what I am going to do, I will drag and drop an input dialog box. Okay, and here I will say this is expense reimbursement form or details also. Okay, then here in the input label I am going to ask the user enter the amount you would like to reimburse from the company. Okay, so I'm going to put a sentence, and now whatever the amount the user is entering, I want to store it in a variable. So control plus K, and I will say reimburse amount. I will say okay, RE amount or reimburse amount. Fine. So this is pretty simple, and the RE amount supposed to be an integer. So let's make it to integer. Clear? So now it is going to prompt the user to enter the amount he would like to reimburse from the company. So let's say 1,000 rupees I'm entering. So that would get stored in this variable. So this is clear. Now the next thing, we have installed a couple of packages, right? So let me show you. If you click on activities, let me clear this. Now if you scroll down, you will find something called UiPath persistence activities. Okay, now if you go here, you will find something called tasks. Okay, you will find something called task. Expand that task, and here you have something called create form task. So we have installed two different packages. One is the uipath.form activities library and the uipath persistence activities. So here this activity which comes under persistence, but again this is linked with the form, because if you do not install the first package which says form uipath.form activity library, then you will get an error over here. So this activity works with that. So ensure both the packages are installed, otherwise you will find an error. Okay, you can try that. You can uninstall that package and you will see there will be an error over here. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm just dragging and dropping the create form task. Okay, now here what I am trying to do is I am trying to build a simple form. Let me show you. So here I am going to say please approve the expense reimbursement amount. Okay, so it will go to an approver where the subject line will say please approve the expense reimbursement amount. Okay, that is the subject line. So once I apply it, it will go to an approver and he will approve it in the action center. I am going to show that. Clear? So I have written it. Now here you have the option to create a priority. For example, task priority, if you put a dot, you find a lot of options. You can go with critical if it is very critical. You can go with high, right, low, medium. So we'll keep it medium, up to your choice. Okay, this much is clear. Now the third thing that you need to do, task catalog, you don't have to worry about this particular field. All I need to do is go to the form data, and here you have something called collection. Click on this and we have to start creating arguments. So the first thing, when the user is entering an amount, what he wants to get reimbursement from the company, he had already spent from his pocket and he want to get the money back from the company. So that amount gets stored in the reamount variable, right? So I'll go to the create form task collection, click on this, and I'm going to create an argument. So I'll say in underscore reamount, reimbursement amount, which is an integer, and the value is coming from this variable. Okay, so the value will flow to this argument. Done. Now the second thing I am going to do, once it is approved, out underscore, so I might claim for 1500, wherein the company said within 1000, so there is a limit, so only 1000 rupees will be approved. Let's say I am applying for 5000 rupees, only 3000 will be approved. So in such conditions, out underscore approved amount, I am creating another variable called, which is going to pass whatever the amount is approved, that is going to pass. So it will be a out direction, and it is an integer, and it is going to store in a variable. So control plus K, and let's create a variable approved amount. Simple. Okay, so, and here you have a error, don't worry about that, just click on OK. Alright, so now what happened, we have created a collection or the variables which is going to hold the data for us. Okay, done. Now the third thing in this activity you need to do is, you need to click on open form designer. Before that, there is something called task object output. You can create a variable, control plus K. So we'll create a variable called task. So whatever is happening, this is the output variable which is going to hold it. So I'm going to say task, and now let's click on open form designer. Simple. So what would happen, you have created two different arguments. One is the in underscore reimbursement amount and out underscore approved amount. So let's say I don't need, I have the ability to completely design this form. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit this. Okay, I'm going to edit both the fields. So the first one, in under, you can see it's grayed out. Reason being, it will be, it is taking the data from the variable called in underscore reamount. This is the argument we have created, and this argument is getting the value from the input dialog box reimbursement amount variable. So that is going to get the value. Simple. Now what I want to do is, I want to change the title, and I'm going to say applied reimbursement amount. Okay, what is being applied? So I'm going to change that title, slide a bit, so everything's clear. Hit on save. Done. Applied reimbursement amount. Now here the second argument, I'm again going to click on this edit button, and instead of out, I'm going to say approved reimbursement or approved amount. Okay, what has been approved by the company. So I'm going to change it. Now always check the field key. So this field key, whatever you're approving, whatever the amount you're approving in this box, it is going to, this variable is going to carry that amount. Okay, so this is the argument. So hit on save. Simple. Now you have a submit button. You can change this. Let's say you want to say approve instead of submit, you can do that, approve. Okay, and hit on save. So some amount, let's say you don't want to approve any amount, you can, the approve amount you can say 0 and approve. So there is no amount been approved for him. So this simple form is created. If you click on preview, you can see how the form would look to you. Fine. Now this form, you have a question why you are creating this form. I'm going to show you. This form is going to appear in your Action Center. So this is where it is going to appear. That's why I'm creating it. Okay. So I'm going to show that in just in few minutes. So this is done. So now exit preview and always save and exit. Okay. Hit on save. Now close it. So your form is designed. So once your form is designed, the another activity that we need, if you scroll down under uipath.persistence.activities, there is something called wait for form. So our main job is to, the bot should wait until the approval is done, and then it should resume the work, right? That is the purpose of our action center. This is the new ability that we will get, wherein the bot can be paused until the moment somebody approves it, it will resume its work, right? That is the purpose. So for this, how do you fill this particular activity? Task object input will be the same variable, which is the input coming from the top activity, and the output also I will keep the same variable, is going to take the same. Now for task action, what you do, control plus K, create a variable task action. So whatever action is on the task, so once it is completed, so it will understand, so this is, so it will resume task action. So I have created a variable. Now if you go to the variable panel, you can say task action is a string type of variable, task is a form task data. Okay, all this variable type, you can see it over here. So this is done, right? So what we have done till now, we have created an input dialog box. We are asking the amount from the user, and second, we have created a form, and the form will go to the action center where somebody will approve it. So until that person has approved, that person is going to approve, it is going to wait for him. So once he approves, the next set of activity will resume. Okay, so here what we will do, for simplicity, I am just using a message box. Okay, we'll start with a very simple example, and I want you to do this. So once you do this exercise, you will get a clear understanding. You have to do it. Okay, so here I am putting a message box, and here finally I am using the approved amount. Why I am using approved amount? Because if you see it over here, the out approved amount is going to send the final value to this variable. So that's why I am using in the message box. So these things are clear. Okay, once this is clear, let's go to Action Center. Now in the Action Center, UiPath Action Center, this is all are blank, right? There is nothing because we are doing it for the very first time. So there is nothing, it's completely blank. Now you will see when I run this particular project, now guess what would happen. So when I run this, so let's run it, and I'm going to explain. So the first thing it is going to run is the input dialog box, where it is asking the user to enter the reimbursement amount. Let's say I'm entering the reimbursement amount as 5,000. Let's say, okay, I'm applying the reimbursement amount as 5,000, and I'm going to click on OK. Then what happened? Create form task. It went to create form task, and now it is waiting. So now if you see, it got suspended. So it is waiting for something. So what is that it is waiting for? Let's go to UiPath Action Center. Now let's click on unassigned. So it will automatically refresh, or you can click on this. So you will see what happened. The form that we have created, you remember, you have given a title, please approve the expense reimbursement amount in the create form activity, right? In the create form activity, we have done that. So the same thing is coming in the Action Center. So anybody, if I am an approver, I can clearly understand what is this for. Okay, this is for the expense reimbursement, and applied reimbursement amount is 5,000. So you can design the form in a pretty good way. Name of the person, this. There are so many things that you can put it in the form. But just to keep it simple, I'm just using one field, applied reimbursement amount. So you can imagine how well you can design this particular form. So the way you design is going to appear. So the approver gets to know somebody has requested for 5,000, but I know as an approver, I should not approve 5,000, rather I should only approve 4,000 maximum. Okay, so that is the company policy, let's say. So once what happened, anything is run, once the bot is run, once the bot starts running the workflow, what would happen in the create form task, the above task that we have used, create form task, this task is going to create a create form task. Right, the name of that was create form task. If you remember, create form task. So that means it has created a task. So this is the term that we are using is task. So it has created task, and you can see that there is a task number also. Now more like a ticket number, right? Similar way, a task number is created, and there is a task is already there in the unassigned tab. So what you can do, if you click on this, you have an option assign to self, or else you can select in this way, or let's say there are multiple items, you can select that and click on assign to self. Okay, now if you have added multiple people into this, you can assign to them. It is going to show you the names, and you can assign it to those people as well. So right now I'm going to assign it to self. Okay, so the moment the unassigned task is assigned to somebody, it will go to their pending tab. So if you look at your pending tab, my pending tab is showing me that there is some task which has come to me and I need to approve. So I get an alert. So let's say I want to approve only 4,000 rupees as per the company policy. You can put a comment box also where I can type, as per the company policy I am approving only 4,000 rupees. Okay, so once done, I am going to click on approve, and it is asking you, do you wish to mark this action as complete? Yes, complete. So what would happen, from the pending item has moved to the completed tab now. Okay, now if you click on this, you get all the details of that particular task, what is being done. Okay, so this is being approved. Okay, simple. Now if you go back to studio, if you hit on resume, what would happen? It is going to now resume the activity and will go to the, below that we have something called message box, right? We had put a message box. Now in the message box, it has shown me the approved amount. Okay, so now the question you will have, all of you will have, Rakesh, if I have to resume, then why did you build the bot? So again, I am trying to do it manually. The reason being, we are in the UiPath studio. So what we are going to do, I am going to publish this particular activity, this particular process or the workflow that I have created to Orchestrator. So let me hit on publish. So it is saying Action Center Demo ExpoHub. Hit on next. Orchestrator tenant process feed, which is fine. Hit on next. Okay, no certificates required, so publish. So simple, I am publishing this simple workflow to my orchestrator. Okay, click on OK on this. Now let's go to the orchestrator. So I am in the action tab, click on the orchestrator. Pretty simple. So this much you have understood. So why we have created those activities in the UiPath Studio, you understood, right? So now once you are into the orchestrator, hit on tenant, and here you have something called packages. Fine. So once you have the packages, you can see Action Center Demo by ExpoHub. So this has been uploaded a few seconds ago. Fine. So once this is uploaded, the next thing that you need to do is click on the IT folder. So whatever the folder you have, and I need to click on processes. Okay, that is the second step. So once you come to the processes, I need to click on add process. Before I add process, what is there on my UiPath Assistant is it is completely blank, right? It is connected. You can see it is connected, but again it's completely blank. There is no process available at this moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a process to it. Click on add process and select the package. So I'm going to select this package. Okay, package version is so and so. Done. Main.xml, all things clear. Hit on next. Okay, just do along with me, it will be very, very clear. Okay, so hit on next. So what I'm doing here, I'm just creating a package, a display name. So I will say Action Center Demo. I'm going to keep the priority normal, nothing to change. Okay, process can't be stopped from UiPath Assistant, so I don't want to do anything like that. So I want to just hit on create. Okay, so the moment the process is created, if you go to UiPath Assistant and try to refresh, you can see it is saying awaiting install. Getting it? So right now I'm using the Action Center in a attended manner. I mean, this is the attended bot, right? Unattended bot and attended bot. This is attended bot when I'm going to manually start. A human has to manually start. So Action Center is generally created for end-to-end automation, where generally we'll be using it under the unattended scenarios, but doesn't matter. I mean, that doesn't stop you. We can also go for the attended way. So I am going to show you that. So here I am going to do it in the attended mode. That means some human has to initiate it. Okay, and even you can schedule it if you want to. So there are a lot of options available in Orchestrator. You can schedule, there are a lot of things can be done. Okay, so that is a separate topic. But again, here what I have done in the UiPath Assistant, the moment I have created process in the Orchestrator, it has shown me in the UiPath Assistant. This is clear. Now let me hit on this. Okay, waiting job started processing. Okay, so now I am running it from the UiPath Assistant, and here it is saying enter the amount you would like to reimburse. Let's say this time I'm going to say 10,000. Okay, somebody has applied 10,000. hit on OK. So what would happen the moment I said OK? See, you can see half a minute ago, and this has gone to a resume state. Okay, so now if I go to the actions, okay, let's go to the actions. So someone who needs to approve, in this case I am the approver. If I go to unassigned activity, I should be able to see there is a new task getting created and somebody has applied for 10,000 rupees. So I'll assign it to self. I'll go to the pending, and here let's say he's a director and I need to approve all his amount. He has a bigger cap, so I'm approving entire 10,000 for him. Let's say hit on approve and complete. What would happen? This will move to completed. Now quickly look at this. So what is happening? Job started processing. Do you see? It has automatically resumed. I did not do anything. It is automatically resumed, and now it is showing 10,000 rupees. Getting it? So you can imagine how helpful it is. So the bot doesn't just wait. The bot, while it is in the wait state, it can be utilized for some other process too. You can run some other process while it is waiting. So once somebody has approved, it will understand it has been approved and it will automatically resume. So that is the benefit of Action Center. So this is a very simple example, but I'm pretty sure if you go through this UiPath Action Center simple example, you will have a lot of idea now. You got a pretty good understanding how the UiPath Action Center works. Okay, so let's recap what we have done. So the very first thing we have done is we went to admin and we have enabled the actions, right? And once you have enabled, we have installed two packages, the form package and the uipath.persistence package. And then we have designed a simple workflow where I'm asking a user to enter the amount using input dialog box, and then I'm using a create form task, and this create form task, this is for to appear in the action page. When I have to approve something, it appears the exact form that we have designed, right? The exact form has appeared in the Action Center, right? This is the same exact form which had appeared in the Action Center, and here I have the option to approve. So this is exactly done for the task getting created with a design. A task will be created with a design that the developer has created in the create form task activity. Okay, the same design will appear in the Action Center, and then we are using a wait for form task and resume. So once it is approved, once the task is moved to unassigned state, then what are the three states? One is the unassigned state. Initially, when the bot would create a task, that will come over here. Then once you assign it to yourself or somebody, it will go to the pending state, and in the pending state, once you take action on it, it will move to completed tab. Okay, these are the three questions you might get, right? If you are going through a couple of exams, you would have these questions. So ensure you understood this. So once it moved to the completed tab, what would happen? It will automatically resume the task because it has understood the task action has been taken, and then whatever the activity that you put it below, it is going to show those outputs. Okay, I hope the UiPath Action Center is pretty clear to you and you must have understood how to use it. This is a very basic example. I'm going to come up with more interesting examples which will give you more knowledge about Action Center. Okay, this is very basic. Don't think we are done with Action Center. There are a lot many things that you need to learn. So thank you guys for watching, and please do subscribe in case you have not subscribed to ExpoHub channel. Please do subscribe and please do like all the videos that you're watching, and do comment if you have any questions. I will try my best to answer them, or else our community people, I would request to see if there are any comments you know an answer. Please do answer and help everybody. Thank you so much guys. With that, we will meet again in our next video. Bye bye.